broadcasting from the Jaguar studio in the heart of Blue Springs South High School. This is award-winning Jag TV.
Hey Jags, welcome to this new episode of Jag TV. I'm Carissa Alford.
And I'm Andrew Berg. Thank you for joining us. We begin this episode with some exciting news. Debate and forensics just became conference champs over the weekend, winning first place by over 100 points. Congratulations to Kelly Morrill, Katie Rusinski, as well as all the hard-working competitors.
In other news, our junior ROTC placed third out of multiple nationally ranked teams. Congratulations.
Since 1992, there's been a strong rivalry between Blue Springs and South. However, some good can come of it.
Kirsten Gochi reveals how we can help charity when South plays Blue Springs at home.
Hey Jags, you may have seen the bowls in the gallery, but what are they for?
Bowls for Souls was started about 7 years ago to help students here at South that are hungry. Outside of that, we feed the students in our district that live in hotels, give them a hot meal. We also help with adoptive families over breaks whenever they don't have the school lunches to eat. And then with the rest of the money, we usually go to Kansas City and feed like City Union Mission or serve them meals multiple nights in a row so they get a hot meal. Tickets are $10. You can buy them from Miss Bubalo, Miss Bertrand, or I. Also, your senators, sophomore reps, or mud throwers all have tickets for those two that they're selling. They're $10. The ticket will get you into the Blue Springs South game. It's a separate event, though.
Bowls for Souls is a great organization. I can't wait to see all the new bowls for next year, and I can't wait to get my own bowl for this week. I'm Kirsten Gochi, back to you.
Sounds great. The game will be on the 24th at 7. Every year during second semester, seniors interested in theater have a chance to direct a one-act. Natalie Burkett takes us behind the scenes.
Post-show depression is something that is faced by many actors and crew members after the musical. To combat this emotion, the school holds one act.
One acts are a student-led, student-directed production, and we have 6 directors with 6 wonderful one acts this year.
One act will debut in early April.
One act auditions are going very well. We've seen some very talented people, and we look forward to, me as well as the other directors, look forward to see how the plays will turn out.
One act play auditions were held last Tuesday and Wednesday, and results have already been posted outside of Mrs. Cooper's room 903. So be sure to check them out if you haven't already. I'm Natalie Burkett for Jag TV. Back to you.
See Mrs. Cooper for more information on dates and times. To most students, President's Day is just a day where we get a day off of school. However, Zach Harp gives us more information on the national holiday.
Monday, February 20th is President's Day. President's Day is generally celebrated on the third Monday in February, and it was originally established in 1885 in recognition of President George Washington. It is still officially called Washington's birthday by the federal government, but it is traditionally celebrated on February 22nd on Washington's actual day of birth. While several states still have individual holidays honoring the birthdays of Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and other figures, President's Day is now popularly viewed as a day to celebrate all U.S. presidents from the past and the present. And it was the first to celebrate the life of an individual American. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, signed into law in 1983, would be the second.
So fun fact, President's Day has always been too early or too late to celebrate a president's birthday. The Sacred Heart with Jag TV, back to you.
It's a holiday to represent the father of our nation, as well as other presidents. Coming up, we have more complete coverage on all things Blue Springs.
Along with another special made by your very own Jag TV students. Stay tuned.
What I love about Culver's is every time I come in here, they always greet me with a smile, and I'm always happy to be here.
The reason I like to work at Culver's is because it's fun, energetic, and I love the people I work with.
What I love about Culver's is the energy when you walk in. The employees are always smiling. The custard is delicious. It's always the perfect temperature. and I like to add a little peanut butter just to add some flavor.
Last Thursday was the final home game of the girls' basketball season, and they played their crosstown rivals, Blue Springs, demolishing them 59-21, one of their largest wins this season, improving their record to 17 wins and 7 losses. Tiffany Davenport talks about what this meant for their team.
I think it meant a lot to us. Anytime we play Blue Springs, we get really hyped up and we always want to beat them, and I think that's what we did last night. We came out really excited and put it to them.
They will play their final regular season game this Friday at Lee Summit. The boys' basketball team had 2 games last week, one on Wednesday versus Park Hill, but they sadly lost 60-52. On Friday, they played Lee Summit and won 62-60 on a last-second shot by point guard Cameron Rustick after a very back-and-forth game.
A great game as the Jags win last second.
That is it for sports. I'm Thomas Uzzi, and now to Carly with reminders.
Thanks, Thomas. Here are some reminders for you. Get your fridge magnets ready because grade cards for this quarter come out Friday, the 24th. Also happening the 24th, as you heard, Bowls for Souls is before the Blue Springs versus Blue Springs South basketball game. Congratulations to all who will be a part of Accent on Academics on Thursday, March 9th. Juniors at 8 a.m., sophomores at 9 a.m., and seniors at 6 p.m. Everybody is looking forward to spring break, which starts Monday, March 13th and ends March the 17th. That's all for reminders. I'm Carly Baldus for Jag TV. Back to you.
South has multiple ways of taking care of its students.
Isaiah Jackson shows us another way our school is giving back.
Roughly 1,550 students walk through the halls of South. Students go on each day talking, learning, eating, not knowing that some of their friends and colleagues are not as fortunate as themselves. While there are programs like free and reduced lunch that help those who need it, there are other desires that need to be met in the lives of students at South. This is where SAFE comes in.
SAFE is the Student Assistance Fund, and it helps students who are in need with basic necessities, such as maybe they need some glasses.
According to the Missouri Department of Social Services, roughly 908,000 people are at or below the poverty level, with 287,000 of those being children. Although certain forms of welfare help, there are a number of necessities and wants that are not being covered that really affects the everyday life of a student.
It's whether it's you need a dress for prom or you need extra food. We've helped people, even a family who had car troubles. Just kind of a catch-all for things that can kind of remove barriers for kids to be successful.
So if you are able to give, the Student Assistance Fund is in need of clothing and other personal items. Or you can sponsor field trips, standardized tests, or a number of other things. And if you need that assistance, don't be afraid to ask. You can go to a teacher, counselor, or administrator that you trust, and they can help you get the help that you need. Malcolm X once said that your education is your passport to the future. But if there are things holding you back from attaining that future, don't be afraid to ask for help. If you need anything, always remember that Blue Springs South is a safe place for you. Sorry, Jags, this is Isaiah Jackson, Jag TV.
SAF is completely confidential, so you don't have to worry about your fellow peers finding out information that you don't want them to know.
Next up, we have coverage that goes beyond Blue Springs and more after this short break.
I remember when I started painting the Sistine Chapel, people thought I was crazy. They were like, Mikey, you can't spend 4 years painting a ceiling. And I was like, you can now. Just like this morning when I went to Chick-fil-A for breakfast, people were like, you can't eat chicken for breakfast. And I was like, you can now. Turns out the new egg white grill is delish. So you know who's not crazy? That guy.
Chicken for breakfast. It's not as crazy as you'd think. Try the new egg white grill from Chick-fil-A.
Welcome to Plowboys Barbecue. All of our briskets come in 28-day aged, which means that they've started to break down a little bit. It adds to the richness of the flavor, and it also aids in a lot of the tenderness of the final product. Our drive-through is always convenient, but on your next visit to Plowboys, come on inside, check out the atmosphere, check out some of the pictures and history and family memories that we have over 17 years.
Here at Big Frog, you can get custom-made t-shirts from a great staff who are willing to help. With no minimums, no setup, or art fees, and a 24-hour turnaround, so you are given the best of prices. With the shirts being made there right in front of you, you are given fast and easy service. So make your way down to Big Frog in Independence for your custom shirts today.
Welcome back, Jags.
As always, there are pretty unique events going on throughout the area and even the nation.
Austin Ginther takes us through weather patterns to orange alligators with City, State, Nation.
In local news, if we go the next 2 weeks without snow, it'll be the first time in February we have no snow in Kansas City since 1892. It'll only be the second time ever recorded. An elderly Park Hills woman was rescued from her burning home at 3 p.m. Tuesday by a man who was just in the neighborhood. The woman is in the hospital, but she will eventually recover. In state news, more than 860 bridges across Missouri are rated poor by the Federal Highway Administration. That number has increased significantly in less than a year and a half. The number of bridges should not increase with the current level of state transportation funding. House Budget Committee Chairman Scott Fitzpatrick says he generally agrees with Governor Greitens' budget approach, but will consider funding changes for the governor's $27 billion proposed state spending plan begins July 1st and includes a reduction of $31 million to K-12 school busing budget. Monopoly has been around since 1935, and now they're planning on replacing the game pieces by voters like you. It can be replaced by emojis, rubber ducks, and many other selections. Winners will be announced March 19th and will be included in the games hitting the shelves this August. And finally, in Florida, an orange-tinted alligator was found and dubbed Trumpagator. I'm Austin Ginther, back to you.
Be sure to check out our website, jagtvnews.com, and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat.
That's all for this week's episode of Jag TV. I'm Andrew Berg.
And I'm Chris Alford. Have a wonderful week.
In a world where one case holds all the power,
Not one man should have all of this power. The case, it's said to have come from an unknown world, and its power is limitless. There are people who have already been affected by it, each person with their own unique
abilities, but I don't think it's enough. I need all this power. This case will give me what I need to become a leader in this new world, to wreak havoc and bring down these so-called leaders. Nothing will stand in my way, not even you. Bring me the case now.